Hiya, welcome back to my channel. It's Wendy here from Toonpish Crafts and I hope you're doing okay. Today I'm going to be playing around with a mould that I bought. Now I've had this mould for about 8 months, something like that. I'll try and find the link and put the link in the description, but I thought it was absolutely adorable. It's kind of Halloween related. It has a skull and a snake design on it, and I want to show you how I'm going to colour it and see what it comes out like. It's kind of a tray mould. So yeah, let's see what I get up to with this one. Oh, I've got some ideas. So to start with, I'm going to use this Aura Silver cosmetic pigments that I bought from Etsy, and I will put the link in the description below. And I can't make up my mind whether this is a silver or a glitter. It's kind of a bit of both, and I've put it in other things and it takes over. It's very powerful pigment. It's very sparkly and very beautiful though. So I'm mixing it with some isopropyl alcohol and I'm going to put it in the teeth area. If you mix a pigment with isopropyl alcohol, you can basically put it where you want, and when the alcohol evaporates, the colour is left behind. I have a couple of videos out with this technique that gives you more detail, and I'll put the one link in the top right hand corner of this video. And if you're not sure about this technique, then go check out those videos. So this is light blue Artemis. I don't know if I've said that right, but that's how it sounds. And it's from Cosmetic Pigments on Etsy, and the link will be below. Now I was a little bit disappointed with this particular pigment because it's a beautiful blue gold pigment, but at the end it just turned gold. Now I think it's probably because of the back colour that I used, but I've put this pigment in other things and it shimmers like you wouldn't believe. So yeah, it's just one of those things, isn't it? Sometimes it doesn't do what you want it to. Now I'm using this colour for the main part of the face, and I'm just basically dusting the whole area which I think needs that colour, and then I'll go in and clean up the areas where I don't want that colour to be. And to do that I'm using a cotton bud and some isopropyl alcohol, and it cleans it up really quickly and really easily. Cleaning out the mica powder is a little long-winded and can be annoying, so it's best not to make it go everywhere in the first place, I think. So now it's time to find the colour for the snake, and I'm going to be using Purple Opal Flakes by Rebel Glitters, and I bought this from Resin, and it's a flake, so it's a little bit more annoying to apply than mica powder. It is very static, it goes everywhere. And from what I've seen, most people use makeup pads, not brushes, but makeup pads to apply this, to kind of push it where they want it to go. I don't get on with makeup pads. I prefer using a paintbrush that's quite stiff to apply this, and I can more or less put it where I want it then. So as usual, I've sped up all this for you, and yeah, you don't want to sit through the entire cleaning process either, so I've cut a lot of that out. Just be aware that it did take quite a long time to clean up because the staticness of the foil is such a pain. It sticks to everything and then you have to struggle to get it off again. Having said that, the colours that you get with flakes far outdo the colours that you get with mica powders. Even the colour shift in mica powders haven't got a patch on the flakes. They really are stunning. But the flakes won't stick where the mica powder is. So if you're putting flakes and mica powder on the same item, on the same mould, do the mica powder first, flakes afterwards. So there is less for you to clean from the static flakes. Oh, I hope that makes sense. So even though I'm going to be using a black background, I just wanted to colour in the eye socket in a black mica powder, just to reassure myself that there was going to be no blue or flakes in that area. So I'm using Resin 8 black opaque pigment for this, and I'm going to pour it slowly into the rim to try and negate the amount of bubbles that will go in the rib first. I should have enough. I've only got a little bit of black, but I think it's going to make it dark enough, so I'm happy with that. Miracles will never cease. I've made the right amount of black. I'm going to go around the outside with a micro brush to get rid of any unwanted bubbles that may have crept in there. And this is where I should have gone right the way over the top with the silicone tool to get any bubbles out from inside the snake area. I didn't think about that, and I should have done. It did cause me a lot of issues. So 24 hours later and I'm demoulding it. At this point I'm really quite happy that it's come out, although I'm not happy that the blue gold has just turned gold, but it still looks good, so it's all good to me. It's not until later I find there's issues with this. I'm going to use white acrylic paint to paint in all the areas where the lines were from the mould to give it that outlined effect. Painting it white was easy. Tap of the brush of the paint, put it on, make sure all the little indentations and cracks are filled with paint and leave it to dry a little. You don't want it completely dry. If you get it completely dry, it's a bugger to get off, believe me. And try not to get the paint too close to the edge either. Trying to get the paint back out from that corner is really difficult. So I didn't let the paint dry. I just decided to start going over it and clearing off the top part quite early. Actually, pretty much as soon as I put it on, to be honest with you. This is where I start realising there's too many bubbles in this. I was using baby wipes and the baby wipes were catching on all the rough edges of the bubbles. And I started to realise how many bubbles they were in the snake. And it's just the snake area where the flakes were, where the resin didn't go into the snake pattern properly, and there was tiny bubbles everywhere over the snake. This is why I should have gone over the entire snake area with a silicone tool to get rid of all those little tiny bubbles that turned into a nightmare. The white paint did fill the areas and it doesn't look that bad, but if you look closer you can see all the little dots. But then I realised that there's a couple of places I put mica powder where it should have been black. And I was like, oh no, I'm going to have to scrape off the mica powder to show the black underneath before I then top coat it. And the top coat should then make it shiny again. There was also a little place in his mouth that should have been black that I painted with mica powder, and I scratched that off too. So I'm going to be using Resin Pro Top Pro heat resistant resin for the top coat of this. I'm also adding a tiny amount of Astra Red from Cosmetic Pigments from Etsy into this top coat just to give it a little sparkle on the top coat. So as you can see, it has made those two areas I scratched off black again because it's taken on the shimmer of the underside colour. And because this is not in a silicone mould, I can use a torch. And that will get rid of the bubbles as quick as a flash. And with a close-up you can just about see the sparkle. So yeah, as you saw from the video, I messed up with a couple of places, but I kind of saved it. I put glitter in this one, but the bubbles really annoyed me, and I didn't think to myself that there would be ripples and bubbles trapped in there. I don't know why I didn't think that, but I didn't. So although I absolutely love it and I have saved it and it is still gorgeous, I had to do another one. You know me, I just can't do one. I have to do another one. And this time I run a silicone tool over the entire snake, just skimmed it over as it was curing. I put the black, I didn't shade in the areas that didn't need shading in. And yeah, I absolutely love it. The colour changing pigments are adorable. They don't work so well on flat surfaces, but you can still see, I don't know if you can see, the difference in the colours. And I love them. I love this mould as well. I mean, it's absolutely sweet little tray mould. Like I said, I will make sure I've got a link down below for you. Put fingerprints on that now. But yeah, I hope you've learned something from this video. I hope you can take away something from it. Come back and see me again next week. You never know what I'm going to be up to. I'll put some stills up at the end. Have a great week. Bye for now.